Hello everyone, Phil here. Welcome to DSPReacts and welcome to the first episode of DSP versus the Internet for 2024. It is a brand new year and we've got all new videos to react to and topics to discuss. Now that the holidays have passed, this is episode 46, if you can believe it. We are coming up on the 1 year anniversary of the launch of this channel and this show. This has been the one consistent show that I have done weekly, with the exception of 1 week when I was very ill in late October. This show has been like clockwork every single weekend. And I want to say thank you to those who attend, those who watch after the fact, and those who support. Really, this show is the lifeblood of DSPReacts. It's memberships, it's contributions during these live streams that keep this channel afloat and make it viable. So, thank you so much for that. Without further ado, let's get started. You remember how the channel works. Ultra members on this channel are guaranteed to have a video watched every week. Standard members get put into a randomized playlist. Super members get to submit questions for a Q&A segment in the final part. I also film this in 30-minute segments. Usually it's around 20 to 30 minutes to split it up on YouTube. But if you're a channel member, you can watch the entire archive stream the moment that it goes offline. I leave it up for members only. All right? All right. Without further ado, let's jump in. The first Ultra member video of the week. Looks like it's a little on the longer side, 13 minutes. I don't know if we'll watch the whole thing. Visiting the closest town to space. Interesting. Let's see what this is all about.
The closest inhabited place to the sky on Earth, where people are living above the clouds. At this extreme altitude of 5,100 meters or 16,700 feet, the atmosphere significantly thins, and the locals are living with only 50% of the usual oxygen level.
Really?
Their bodies have evolved to produce 2 times more blood cells than ours. On this barren land, not even a single tree can survive because of the low air pressure.
Damn.
This town in the Peruvian Andes is even 300 meters higher than Mont Blanc, the highest peak in the Alps of Europe. Far from the modern world, it is a place where crime and danger are always nearby. People come to these harsh lands for only one reason: gold. About 50,000 people settled here among piles of trash, all dreaming of wealth.
Wow.
We are on the road to explore life in the world's highest settlement.
Pull over. Yeah, pull.
Did they just get there and he can't even breathe?
Yeah, two, please. 2 oxygen. Yeah.
Climbing above 2,000 meters in a day can trigger altitude sickness for someone used to sea level. But as of now, we have already doubled that elevation level.
Very deep.
Headache, dizziness, and nausea are the first symptoms, followed by coughing. It may cause shortness of breath. Immediate help is crucial when rapidly progressing altitude sickness leads to fluid accumulation in the lungs. At high altitudes, the body loses about twice as much water through breathing, so it's important to keep hydrated.
Look at the elevation here, friends.
So that mountain is as high as that cloud. So we're gonna go above the clouds. Don't worry about us, we're fine. We're gonna inhale these as the altitude rises. Nothing happens to people from here. They have an adaptation to this situation. Atmosphere layer gets thinner and it makes it harder to inhale the oxygen. But we will get used to it.
The place we're heading to is
You gotta wonder. Now, I understand what he said. He said the reason people move there is because it's untapped potential for minerals, mining, gold, right? But man, I mean, we've been talking about this over the last year as we've watched these kind of videos, that people choose to live in the most extreme places, climates. It's wild. Living on an island with an active volcano, right? Living in the insane frozen wastes where when you go outside, you could get frostbite in a few minutes if you're not properly covered. And now living at a high altitude where it's so hard to even breathe. Why do people choose to do that? But he's kind of explained it, because there's the hopes of gold and finding money, striking it rich, kind of like the old prospectors that were going across the United States and going into uncharted, unsafe areas full of wildlife and dangers in the hopes that they would strike it rich as well. The old, what do they call them, the panhandlers or whatever they were called, I think. Yeah, pretty nuts.
Chemicals like cyanide and mercury used in gold processing have contaminated the soil and agricultural water in the settlement. Before starting the journey, we also packed plenty of food and clean drinking water.
We're born here We are adapted to this elevation.
The normal oxygen level in blood should be between 95 and 100%. Below 80%, vital organs become negatively affected.
Wow.
I'm trying to normalize my current 72% level with oxygen, but it's a temporary solution as we're going up higher every minute.
Yikes.
The town is literally surrounded by...
So basically, if you were actually going to try to be here for any extended period of time, you have to slowly adapt to it. You'd have to ease yourself into it. You can't just... It's too much of a shock to your body to just be at that high elevation permanently.
Tons of waste stretching for miles. Nature has given place to piles of garbage. The moment we arrived, a sickening odor hit me suddenly. We are at our hotel in Luren Kona. Our guide is setting up the oxygen tank for us.
What is the name of this hotel?
Cielo means sky. You use the oxygen tank for 5 minutes first, and after a little break, and another 5 minutes. You need time. Rest a little bit to adapt your body to this elevation.
When I got out of the car, I felt dizzy. I was like going to fall.
Very normal.
Crimes, especially stabbings and theft, are quite common here, cause locals typically keep their cash and gold with them as there are no banks available.
Oh,
We're
shit.
teaming up with 2 police officers to keep us safe while we're filming. They are undercover police and they will follow us everywhere we go. Marco directs us to coca leaves, as he thinks it's a remedy to avoid getting altitude sickness, a traditional habit here.
Coca leaves there. Coca leaves.
Have I ever used an oxygen tank before? I think the only time ever in my whole life that I used an oxygen tank was maybe the 2 times I was in the hospital. The one time was when I lost my eyesight. I temporarily was blind in high school, and they have no idea what it was. They rushed me to the hospital, and they hydrated me, and they gave me oxygen, and then my eyesight came back. And no one knows what it was to this day. It's never happened again. The other time was when I got into a really bad car accident, and they rushed me to the hospital, you know, and gave me oxygen and everything. But I was fine. Like, I was okay. I could breathe and everything, but they still, I think it's just like a precaution. So, but that was it. Only the 2 times I was put into the hospital. That was it. So...
I think they're consuming this for altitude sickness.
They chew 3 or 4 leaves on one side of their mouth. These leaves, which are illegal in most countries, produce a kind of numbing effect that helps
They're
users
illegal.
relax.
It's good for
Most
almost
countries.
Maybe
What
one
the
of
heck?
the police officers can carry this.
We leave a busy and tiring day behind, and we will explore the town the next day. We are in the center of Luren Kona at sunrise. The police officers are by our side. The surroundings are full of local cafes, markets, and people. Even though I just woke up, my body feels dead tired, like it hasn't rested in days. Walking is hard with the dizziness and nausea. The dry air gives me a sore throat and chapped lips. As the night gave way to daylight, piles of garbage in the side streets became more visible. Even though it's summer and we are close to the tropics, the ground is frozen. In this place where the nighttime temperatures drop to minus 10 degrees Celsius, people are living in metal shacks without electricity or heating.
Wow.
No kitchens or bathrooms in these houses, and thousands of people have to use the same public toilets and baths for their personal needs. Like a web over the town, these hoses carry water from the glaciers above to the center. Almost nobody we meet here is originally from this place. Most have come from other regions of Peru with the dream of finding wealth through mining. The gold prices multiplied 6-fold between 2001 and 2012 and led to a population boom in the area. However, the conditions are extremely harsh for the 50,000 people living here. There's been no effort to develop infrastructure suitable for the growing population. Every day, thousands of people throw their garbage on streets indistinguishable from dumping sites.
Oh my god.
There are no services from the government to pick up this trash. People are on their own.
The most terrifying problem is the lack of a sewage system. Wastewater flows openly through the streets as it is.
This soccer field does not consist of real grass. It's all artificial because trees and other plants cannot survive at this altitude.
The town is located around the mountain called La Bella Durmiente, meaning sleeping beauty.
Can you see here the face and the body? It's a lady. She's sleeping here. The
What?
shape of the mountain.
The town
That's a
blends into the
stretch.
sky with its chaotic gray structures. Every morning, workers walk for kilometers uphill to reach the mines. Filled with dangerous gases, the working conditions inside these tunnels are extremely tough.
Wow.
Luren Kona is also...
This is fascinating. I don't know. I mean, it's 13 minutes, so do you guys want me to keep going? My take on this is, it's wild what humans will do, again, for the promise of, like, thrill-seeking or some kind of benefit. You know, oh, there's a chance that we might strike it rich by getting gold up here. Yeah, but you're living in these... no active sewage system. The water out there is terrible. There's filth everywhere. There's crime everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Just for the sake of maybe getting lucky and becoming one of the people who gets lucky and finds some gold and gets rich because you found like a big deposit of gold. And then what's to say, right, that you get lucky and don't get murdered for your gold? What if someone strikes it rich, right? And just so everyone in town finds out, did you hear that this guy just struck it rich last night? Let's get his ass. And then a big gang breaks in and steals all his shit and murders him in his sleep. It feels like the Wild West, does it not? Like, that's what it kind of is. It's in Peru. People are saying, where's this from? This is in Peru. So this is like, really, like before modern civilization moving in, this is kind of like a primitive, you know what it reminds me of? Like Mad Max or even Fallout. Those settlements where, yeah, there's kind of order, but not really. And so much shit just kind of happens that you can't really avoid, right? Let's do a little bit more.
Called the Devil's Paradise. This is because it's a town ruled by illegal companies that control the mine.
There you go.
There are signs near the tunnels that order to shoot those who enter without permission.
Wow.
No matter the warnings, we are determined to get inside these mining tunnels.
Well, we'll try to see how they work. Our friends, they said, probably we can get very close. Can you see the lady there?
The lady,
Yeah, she's a lady up there.
they collect the leftovers.
Yes.
Women are forbidden to work in the mines. According to local beliefs, the Sleeping Beauty becomes jealous and brings disasters like earthquakes if a woman touches its gold.
So, because of local insane superstitions based on nothing scientific at all, women cannot work. Yes. You know, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but unless you send all of your money to a certain person, a giant rabbit will come to your house and eat you in the sleep. So you better send all of your money to Mr. Beast overnight, or else the bunny's coming for you. I don't know if you heard about this one. Did you hear about that one? Okay.
They're living by searching for gold in waste rocks thrown outside the mines. Children searching for gold on the mountain can be easily identified by the frostbite marks on their cheeks.
Yikes.
Being foreigners with cameras, we attract a lot of attention. After this point, I handed Marco my phone to capture footage inside the tunnels. These figures near the mining site, decorated with dried flowers, fruits, and alcohol bottles, represent mountain gods.
What?
Workers come here to pray for protection from accidents and success in finding gold.
Yo, this is seriously, like, so primitive. Right? It is like ultimate primitive existence. Right? You know what I'm saying? Sheesh.
Incidents such as explosions, roof collapses, and gas poisoning occur about 25 times more often compared to advanced countries. If a mine worker dies, a company pays approximately $600 as compensation.
Oh,
the concept of a regular salary doesn't exist in Luren Kona. Miners work under an outdated and illegal labor system called cachorreo. They work for the company without pay for the whole month and then get one day to work only for themselves, taking home the gold they find as their salary on that day. Depending on the success
so you
of the
better fucking hope that the day that you find the gold is the day when you get to keep the stuff, right? Imagine you work all month, you get nothing, and then the day you're working, you get to keep it. You find a giant gold. Oh, I'm rich now. Fuck these guys, right? I'm out of here.
Cachorreo Day, they may earn a significant amount or even end up working for free, so their income is theoretically determined by luck. However, the miners try to minimize this uncertainty by sometimes pocketing good-looking stones or hiding them in some secret spot for the Cachorreo Day.
My oxygen level is now at 65%, way below the normal 95 to 100%. So I breathe super fast. My heart rate is like over 120,
Right.
while it should be
Breathing so
between
fast, it's
80 to
hyperventilating.
100. Right now, a local is checking his oxygen level. His results are way better than mine. 82% oxygen and a pulse of 97.
I can no longer stand. I'm going back to the hotel to get some oxygen.
I'm keeping my coat on to stay warm as there's no heating.
Now we're gonna wait a few hours to explore the city's dangerous nightlife
Oh my
and talk with
God.
some mine workers. While I'm resting, you should know the true cost of the gold. Each ring containing 8 grams of gold generates approximately 20 tons of waste during production. At the top of the mountain, an acid mine lake was formed because of the rocks which are extracted with gold. These rocks, high in iron sulfate, undergo oxidation when they come into contact with water and air, resulting in this deep red color. People people living by the stream grow their crops and raise their animals with water contaminated by mercury and cyanide.
Wow.
The average lifespan of the locals living here is only 35 years.
Whoa!
But chemicals aren't the only reason. At this altitude, each breath contains about 50% less oxygen compared to sea level. Therefore, the blood of a Luren Kona resident is twice as dense as that of an average person, leading to potential blockages in blood vessels and fatal outcomes.
Would you live here? If you're only gonna live till the age of 30, I'd be dead already. I would have been dead already. You only live till 35. What is going on? A crude, superstitious, primitive law. Yikes. Well, that was fascinating. I think we're done for now. That was fascinating. I mean, that's just wild. Yikes. That's what I mean. Like, how many places on the planet do you think there are like this? Whenever I hear these stories about they live in the frigid wastes where you're going to freeze in 5 minutes when you're outside. They live on an island with an active volcano that explodes. Like, why do humans live there? I'm sorry, but I don't really see a good reason. All right, let's continue. Let's see the next video. Oh, no.
Hey there. Thanks for coming.
Oh,
out.
no.
Got a bit of an infestation here at the storage facility.
Great. Great. It's already begun, everybody.
Something else in here.
Steamboat Willie is coming for you.
There's nests. They're everywhere. We tried to take care of it ourselves, but things have escalated.
Steamboat Willie and his army of minions.
Exterminators are our last hope. Please, help us before.
It's so stupid. Yo, it's so dumb. Are you kidding me? It's the dumbest game ever made. Infestation Origins starring Steamboat Willie. Like, are you out of your mind? It's dumb. I just hate to say it, though. Sadly, people will get that and play that, and that'll become a virally popular game because some streamer who's big plays it, right? That is the dumbest game ever. God damn, that's stupid. All because some intellectual property became public domain. You jump on that. No creativity. You're morally bankrupt. Let's continue.
On the horizon of this forest path, you see a group of dark, cloaked figures slowly trudging towards you. What do you do?
My half-orc barbarian braces her great hammer, and that's a 1. Critical fail.
That's a 1. Critical fail.
I believe in anticipation, my rogue would try and hide behind a tree. Okay, I rolled a 1. Critical fail. Tom, what does your human bard do? Active perception check. It's a natural 20. Let's fucking go.
I feel it in my fingers, I feel it in my toes. These motherfuckers mean to harm us, and they got to
oh my god.
now. You picked the wrong day to fuck around with my tight crew. So skip it. I can perceive you. Here's what we're gonna do. Me and my boys gonna mess you up. My boys are otherwise engaged, so I'm gonna bring it on myself.
Wow.
I forgot. You're supposed to tell me what I see, right? Yes, thank you. Let's just slow it all down a bit.
Perception check. 3.8 million views. Perception check. This is pretty funny. So this is like D&D. It's what it is, right? This is the same guy who made those other songs too, right? Yeah, there's a he made that song a few months ago we watched. Was it a Christmas song or something like that? I think it was, right? Was it the Santa song, the Santa's List song? So it's kind of fun. Tom Cardy. That's pretty interesting. I don't want to watch the whole thing, but it's really funny just to see they're doing the roles and and he has lyrics that match it perfectly, right?
So you notice that one of the hooded figures is a little shorter. I cast Vicious Mockery. Nat 20, let's go.
You're a short motherfucker and nobody likes you. Fucking short that guy is. And that stops you from forming meaningful relationships. And when you were born, everybody thought that you were just ahead. But then the doctor said, wait, this stupid motherfucker tiny short ass baby got a tiny little itty bitty body and I hate it.
Your attack lands and absolutely shatters the mind of the cloaked figure. Perception check, please. Nat 20, let's go.
Nat 20.
The figure was so short because it was a child. There's always a kid. Specifically the child you've been looking for the last 15 days game time and 5 days of our actual lives. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'll be better. Fuck, his body's just lying there, right? Right? Yes. Don't.
Loot the body. Wow.
Bitch.
All right, here we go. That was pretty good. I gotta admit, that was pretty. I mean, that's just D&D in general, correct? That's not like that wasn't Baldur's Gate 3. That was D&D in general. How you would play D&D with the rolls and stuff. That's pretty funny. Now, this is my own video from about 12 years ago back when I was playing Sega CD games. This is Prize Fighter, an FMV boxing game. But I say final fuck this. I think maybe we should fast forward halfway through to see what pisses me off that I give up, right? Here. All right. Here we go. Prize Fighter. Kid and the Duke. What a great game. Look at this. Is it really a game at all? Look at it.
Punch him, you fucking asshole.
The punches, even when the punch connects, it looks so bad. Look, it's like, This is nothing.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous amount of damage for that.
Oh my god. It barely hits him. It's like you're blowing on his face. What a stupid game. So I think what it is, you see the arrows on the side? That's where you're supposed to punch. When an arrow appears, you're supposed to punch the arrow. And that's how you can tell where to hit. But it doesn't even matter. Like, I'm hitting him, but then when he hits me, he does insane damage compared to how much damage I do to him. So I have to be, like, flawless in order to hit him.
What? Look at that. I hit him. I fucking hit him, and I come back to a fucking animation where I'm getting uppercut. That's fair.
This is so bad. Yeah, the whole game's black and white. The game is meant to be like a spin-off, like Raging Bull. You ever see the movie Raging Bull with De Niro? So it's supposed to be like, you know, you're the up-and-coming upstart boxer, but it's supposed to be like a noir-style filmmaking black and white game. It looks terrible. And that's it. The video is this tiny box. That's the Sega CD for you. All the FMV games. It's really shit.
I'm done. That's it.
Yep.
Nothing I can do. This is so cheap. All right, my last attempt. This last one will be my last attempt.
I almost had him.
There's
Look,
too many
his
sequences
meter's
where
almost
he gets
filled.
repeated hits, and there's nothing you can do about it. And then you die instantly when you get knocked down. He gets to get back up, of course. All right, that's it. Last attempt at this cheap-ass fucking bullshit. I gave it the good old college try. I didn't give up. I even learned a lot of the patterns, but it's too fucking cheap. There's nothing I can do. It's too hard, and I'm not going to spend fucking an hour just fighting this one guy. All right, final attempt. Here we go.
It's like, even if you're punching him, it doesn't matter, right? Like, even if you hit him with every single punch, he still hits you more than... You can't avoid his punches. So how are you supposed to beat this game? I don't even understand what you're supposed to do.
Flurry that he has, which is where he hits me 100 times. Look, he's taking all my fucking health.
What do they want you to do?
It's over. I can't. There's no way for me to even come back from this. It's too much of a deficit. He's using every good combination he has right now.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. What? Why? First of all, why is this entertaining? Why would anyone want to buy this and play it? And number two, how are you supposed to play it? Like, I don't even understand. You see the arrows, so you punch the arrows, and he still does way more damage to you. So how is that a game? How is that even competitive? Keep in mind, that was like about 10. So I think we have beaten 9 people up to this guy. This is why this is part 15. It still doesn't make any sense, right? What kind of game this is. Yeah, remember, there were other games like this too. There was Scottie Pippen's Slam City. And that one, it was basketball instead of boxing. That one was in color, because it wasn't filmed in a noir style. And that one also was terrible. Super cringeworthy 90s game. With all these sayings and slang in it that make no sense at all for the modern audience. Like, what the hell are they saying? I don't even understand. Right? So weird. That Sega CD era was so weird. And the funny part was, those games were not made for the Sega CD. Those games were made for another CD-based console in the late 80s that got completely canceled. So they had like 5 or 6 games. Tom Zito, or whatever his name was. Or was it Chuck Zito? It was something Zito. I forgot his name. Either Tom or Chuck Zito. They made these all these FMV games. And there was like 5 or 6 of them. There was this one, Prize Fighter, Slam City, Corpse Killer. What was there was a Kung Fu one too. Was it like Supreme Warrior or something like that? There's like 5 or 6 of them that he made. And oh, Chuck Zito's the Howard Stern guest. It wasn't that. It was probably Tom Zito then. So he made like 6 or 7 FMV games that were all this style of tiny video and just some weird interactivity you had to do, and it was a game. But then the console he made them all for got canceled. So he spent all this money on all these games that were unreleased because no other console was a CD-based console yet. So then when Sega CD came out, he said, "Hey, look, I could literally give you like a library of like 7 games for the launch of your console because they're already made and they're just not on anywhere." And so they said yes. And so they took all these games, like it's like shovelware video games that no one would ever want to play. Anyway, that is it for part 1 of DSP versus the Internet, episode 46 for January 7th, 2024. I hope that you guys are enjoying. It's pretty interesting to see new stuff this year. And I want to say thanks. You've been a great audience, everyone here live. We got 5 more parts coming, so thank you all, and I'll see you in the next part. And be safe.